as we are in a very good topic, Vasana, Kriya and Chinta. So if you want to translate in very ordinary language, but technically is wrong, but still with due respect, I just do not do the mockery show, nothing else. Subconscious mind, conscious mind and activities. But technically wrong. Okay? Better to use the word Vasana, Chinta and Kriya. Because you people are already graduated, better to stick to the Sanskrit word which has got bigger meaning, wider view. Now, the whole drama, whole scenario, whole confusion is around these three. So there is a triangle. And interestingly, this in the center of this triangle, I am just getting into Sividya mode, okay? So interestingly, in this triangle, in center there is a dot. So that dot is Ahankara. And that Bindu, that Ahankara, literally connects all these three individually, also together. Can you see this point? And it is a complete picture, complete creation. So this is how one can look at also, Sri Vidya concept too, nothing wrong in it. Now, when we are looking at that, so what is to be done? Please understand, Vasana, Kriya, Chinta will continue. As you know, this Vasana is not from one life. It cannot be exhausted in one life either. Already we have, consumed a lot. God knows how many years we are going to survive. So what is the guarantee that we will be able to exhaust all Vasana? Impossible. Of course, Kriya will continue as long as this body-mind complex is put together. Then comes about the Chinta. Also, as long as body-mind complex put together is functioning, that long Chinta also will continue, unless we get into coma. Even if we get into coma, technically, person listens to. It's not that not able to express, but person is able to listen to. Responding capacity is very, very weak. That medical science has to accept. They have not accepted it, but they will be accepting. It's a matter of time. That's all. However, coming to the point here, so if these three are busy in their way, we cannot do anything much. But only with reference to one fellow, that is called Bindu, this Ahankara, we can handle. And handling means watching. So either you manage your Ahankara, be watchful, be vigilant, like watch a dog, literally. Or if you cannot watch all these three, choice is yours. Can you see this point? If you can look at Ahankara, fantastic. If you cannot watch Ahankara, try to watch these three. That's why if you observe, here I am giving a very good benefit of doubt to Ramana Maharshi. So Ramana Maharshi took the other method, like anybody goes to him, ask a question, he will ask the like another question, who is asking this? So be watchful of that. So that method is called, looking at the center. But unfortunately, that looking at the center, what we are, in the through example we are trying to say, that ahankara does not help all the time. Because through the ahankara you try to look at the ahankara. Can you see this point? So when you try to look at through the ahankara, there is a possibility, there are also incidents, I don't want to name anybody, that they are great people but they make mistake. They have made mistake. So that's why here very nicely is being highlighted. So how one should look at. So instead of looking at ahankara, also you need to look at all other things. Now here, how to be watchful. That's why always we discussed many times in our life. Never ever take anybody for anything for granted, including one's own self. But interestingly, whenever I take myself for granted, that time I take others for granted. So taking for granted, whoever the person may be, he, she makes no difference, it also. You cannot afford to take for anybody granted. Take anybody for granted. That's not healthy, not right. Why people want to get into relationship? What is relationship? The other name of the relationship is you have a license to take others for granted. I'm sorry to use this language, okay? So what is the relationship? What do you mean by the relationship? Please don't misunderstand me. Hey look, I am your friend, I told you, you behind it, how is it possible? Oh, because I am your friend, so you can do whatever, you can talk whatever you want. And one more step, look, I am your husband, I am your wife, I am your son, I am your father. Okay, you can go to that extent also, okay? So people think, if I am in a relationship, so in a relationship means I can relax, that's another name, okay? Taking for granted, why? You can relax. In fact, in a relationship you cannot relax and you should not relax. I am sorry and sorry, okay? If you relax in any relationship, I would rather say, if you relax at any time, in any relationship, later on, that relationship brings some problem for you. Swamiji, don't destroy us, okay? Please keep this teaching with you. It is better to go to the different verse, different thing altogether, okay? Please, God's sake, Swamiji, you are going to destroy us. Like, we are living our life peacefully. Whether, PSC or peacefully, that I don't know, okay? Full of pieces, okay? Please, don't, God's sake, this, you don't destroy our, thinking mode at all. Please, I am not destroying your thinking mode, I am telling you the truth. Because, just look at any relationship. Whenever you are relaxed, means taken for granted yourself and the situation and the person. What, does it create some issue or not? Tell me a single thing, or forget about that. Any issue that has happened in your life, any conflict that has happened in your life. You can do the, cross verification. You will discover that the problem that has come in your life must have the conclusion, might have, okay? Must have conclusion in taking things or person for granted. This is the truth, this is the reality, whether you accept it or not. Swamiji, you are very tough. Let us go to the horse, okay? What the horse talks, okay? Don't worry, horse will talk little differently. That's why I brought this topic, okay? Nothing else. Let us read. Drishyam pratitam pravilapayan san sanmatramanandaghanam vibhavayan samahita san vahirantaram va kalam nayetha sati karma bandhe. So how to live life beautifully is being taught in this verse. So the job of means just to be an observer. Drishyam pratitam pravilapayanasan. Let me perceive this objective world. And how to perceive? With the mind thinking that it will go away. That's why I remember, which I was being beaten up. I cannot forget this in my life. Till now also I don't remember, but this much I remember. So there was a beautiful poem when we were studying. I think it was in 9th standard, if I am right. 9th class we were studying in our own language, not in English medium. I studied in that way. So even this shall pass away. So I forgot who wrote, okay, till now I also didn't remember. So it last, the poem will come, last line will come, even this shall pass away. Very nice rhythmic, even this shall pass away, even this shall pass away. And those days, nothing, the Sanskrit and English teachers both, I'm sorry to say. Almost everybody, but these two mainly. Mug and you repeat. Without understanding, it's okay, the person can, do you understand? Yes, I said, what? Even this shall pass away, even this shall pass away. I tried to, because honestly I didn't. Do you know? The teacher started taking the cane, those days cane, okay? You have to hit, they will hit in the hand. And we have a trick also, okay? Because this is a very good trick, you have to understand. This is what I have applied in my life, okay? Till now I apply. You are more away from the object of hitting, more painful, because it hits very badly. So you have to go as close as to the teacher and as close as to the cane. And poor teacher will go back, you understand? You have to push the teacher towards the wall. This is what I do it, okay? Because teacher to hit you has to go back. So you will not push the hand in such a way, go nearer to him. And so teacher cannot do anything else. And finally he will hit because he needs pressure. So you make it such a way that the heat will not be that much, so you escape. But those days teacher will push in left hand and right and will hit. You cannot think of what they do it. And he started hitting. I was crying. I said, do you understand? Even this shall pass away. I was crying, even this shall pass away. Finally he got so angry, he said, hey, even this shall pass away. I said, this is what I am telling you. You didn't understand till now. Coming back to the point. So, when you understand that even this shall pass away, means anything that you are perceiving you think that it is going to pass by, you will enjoy like anything. I'll give you another example. This is painful example that I gave you. Now I look back. Another example is, I observe sometimes, especially children, sometimes nowadays there is no children, dogs. In our time it was children, nowadays it's a dog. This is the difference, okay? You know, people have developed, okay? So children, those days, whenever we get into car, so we bring down the glass and look at outside, how the scenery is keep moving. And seeing us, definitely the vehicle will slow down so that we enjoy. Nowadays you can see, I see nowadays not children, okay? Dog. And watching. I don't know what is happening to human beings, okay? I'm sorry to say. Really crazy. However, and another, recently I saw one dog here with a glass. Hey, God's sake. Here itself. God, if I can see the down, I can understand. In Himalayas, okay? Anyway, let me not get into, because that dog belongs to down, not Himalayas, okay? Because these people have come for a holiday, so they have brought their, dog also for a holiday. Let's go, our dog also go come for pilgrimage, you understand? Part of family, na? Mamma mia. Okay, come back. So, how a child starts enjoying? Because child does not know what is coming and what is going. As it comes and goes, that coming and going, seeing that keeps enjoying. Can you see this point? Same thing also, I need to learn to live in the same way. Comes. That's why, whenever you are depressed, whenever you are disturbed, if you sit near the river or near the ocean, your mind changes. Why? Because in ocean, wave comes, goes back. Comes, goes back. Comes, goes back. You cannot hold on to a wave. So subconsciously it creates an impact in you that you also cannot hold on to a thought for long time. And of course a river, water keeps flowing. So also thoughts keep flowing. So you also know that no thought is going to be permanent, going to stay with me. It's a matter of time, that's all. Maybe this is the purpose. Maybe I am getting prepared for bad or worse or for good. Maybe this is what my life. In fact, I deserve. In fact, this will give me an opportunity. This is the truth, this is the reality, but it's not that easy to accept, okay? Please. It is very easy for me to talk, okay? Because I can do, okay? But when you go through, you know better. It's not that easy. That's why, when you try to look at this, and how is it possible? It is possible. Both, it has to be, interestingly, it has to be looked at what? Both, very nicely. Bahi antaram iti. Both external scenery, external happening, external situations, and corresponding to that, whatever impressions or thoughts inside me. But generally what happens, like a child, and this is what I do always, to be very honest. Especially when people go to Gangotri. In fact, when I first time went also same thing happened to me. I remember till now. First time when I went to Gangotri, I cannot forget. I am really very good in this sort of memory. I felt like stopping everywhere. Wow, so nice. Let us stop, let us stop, let us stop. Then the group was there, no, we have to go and come back because there is a time strain. We have to go and come back. Then after that we discovered many places, and after some time I discovered there is no point of stopping anywhere, you understand? Hey, everything is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And interestingly, while going time shouting, wow, 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 while coming same thing was looking better, we never stopped anywhere, you understand? How to go back and relax, you understand? Same thing also in life. And interesting, with reference to the situation, the reflection that happens in the mind, the memory that is being created in mind. Instead of memory, that's why I am telling impression or reflection. Sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time we are stuck. As you know, my old joke, okay? Gramophone record. Those days you keep and put on the top, okay, you understand? There will be lines. So if you are tired of listening to the same song every time, because those days few songs will be there. All these loudspeaker fellows will only put that song, nothing else. If it is bhajan, only few bhajans. If it is some other songs, only few. But those days very restricted. Not like nowadays, everybody can create their own albums and whatnot. We are tired because the moment you know, okay, after this what will come, we know it. Then best thing is what you do is, you need a small pin to remove one line. If one scratch takes place, what happens? That fellow will go, ah, ah, ah. And the worst thing is, which I'll tell you, which I don't like it. Now also people do the same thing, don't worry with YouTube. Those days, this mic person who is handling, he will put it, he knows it will take 45 minutes, he will put it, he will go somewhere. He will be never there, okay, you understand? He wants everybody should listen to except himself. And that too early morning, okay? What it? You cannot think of. And especially in Chennai, Margali Masam, okay? There is a month, okay? Appa. Anyway, coming back to the point. So how this little scratch makes this the point, okay? This joke apart. Because I am making it a joke so that to enter in your mind, nothing else, okay? How the little scratch makes the same line, and how you are tired of it. So also there is a scratch in me. The scratch of my ego mainly. So because my ego has been scratched, now what happens? The impression, the memory that is being created, now it goes, does it happen or not? In fact, it never go beyond that. You did like this. You did like this. Okay, once you told, I can understand it, okay? Hey, God said, don't tell me 100 times. And people after telling also, they cannot forget. It continues like, that old record. So that's why here it says 2 points, both external and internal. One has to allow to flow, to move. Even if you are being beaten up, even this shall pass away. Remember this, okay? Then when you allow this, even this will pass away, how it will be possible? Because what happens is, when you are dwelling upon, the reality. And what is that reality? What is the truth of one's own self? That which is Ananda Ghana. So Ananda Ghana means full of happiness, bundle of happiness, abundance in happiness. That is better word. And of course, when you are with this, then you allow the kalam, nayatha, the time to pass. And of course, while allowing time to pass, you also allow karma bandha. That's why going through the situation, you allow the prarabdha to get exhausted. That's why we say very carefully. Especially I follow this very carefully. Whenever there is some conflict, whether it's internal or external, where you cannot handle, where you are already under the spell, at least don't aggravate. Because when you cannot handle, cannot manage, cannot face, if you aggravate, what will happen? So there is no need, there is no point of aggravate. Allow the prarabdha to take care of it. Means, if you do not understand prarabdha, of course all of you know prarabdha, allow the time to take care of it. That's why every layman says, time will heal. Time will talk. Time will explain. A layman, this is the layman's word, you understand? What we call as prarabdha. So there, when say time will talk, time will explain, there is helplessness. Whereas when you say prarabdha, you know, but helpfully and very carefully you allow, let it pass away. And the best example would be Lord Krishna. One of the best example to observe him. If you go through, especially the life of Lord Krishna, everywhere he has gone through helplessness situation. Where he has not gone through. Starting from his childhood. Forget about that time he was a child, you can say. Including in Mahabharata war. He knew very well. Abhimanyu, his own nephew, own disciple, because Abhimanyu's guru was Krishna, for your kind information. He learned all archery and everything from Lord Krishna only. So, knew everything, but he had to. Right time, when Abhimanyu is going to be killed, he had to leave the battlefield with Arjuna. Imagine what a painful situation. You know what is going to happen, but you allow it to happen. You need that sort of maturity. Knowing that it's going to happen, still you allow it. But the problem with all of us is little bit knowledge we have. If we know this is what is going to happen, we try to stop it. In fact, I am sorry to say sometimes I do. I can openly say my point. This is what my problem I have. I need to really work on with me, to be very honest. Loudly I am talking so that I am hitting myself here, nothing else. By God's grace I have this do you know, intuition, what is going to happen, I know it. I don't know how I know. So when I know that this is what is going to happen, I try my best. You might have seen with all of you. I try to one. But what happens? Finally, what is supposed to happen, that exactly happens. Have you not observed that? Whatever I have said about you people or anybody in the first time, has it not happened? Tell me a single person, no. If you have come with a problem or anything, whatever comes to my mouth that moment, first time, just observe this point. Whatever has come from my mouth, first time, has it not happened exactly? But the stupid mind, what? No. How come my child will get into problem? I'm sorry to say, this is not my problem. I have also. I need to work with me. How can she can get into? No, let me stop. Let me do. Hey, who are you? That's why I need to have some maturity. Okay. Allow. Really, this is what teaching is. This is what the maturity is. Because knowing, see, what is happening, allowing is different. Knowing the truth, you allow it. That is something fantastic maturity. That's why Lord Krishna, the best example we can give it. Knowing everything in details. He never interfered. Including in front of his eyes, whole, establishment, whole city called Dwaraka got vanished. He didn't bother. All his clan, to protect this clan, remember this point, Yadu clan, to protect the clan, he shifted from central India to western India. The whole thing was shifted, the kingdom, everything, and he created a new kingdom in western India. Just to protect the clan, nothing else. Now same clan got completely destroyed in front of his eyes, and which he knew very well. And he did not involve himself. This is called allowing the prarabdha to unfold. Can you see this point? So allowing the prarabdha to unfold, you need to have that sort of maturity. You need to have that sort of strength. And how it can happen? Start with things comes and go. That's why start driving for the sake of driving. Once in a while, take the car or go for a walk. Walk will be painful, you cannot, okay? Just for the sake of driving, you drive. Not to go anywhere, not to do anything, just to see something, that's all. And try to implement that other time too. Then only you will discover prarabdha will continue the way it's supposed to continue. But the problem with all of us is, as you all know, prarabdha will continue the way it is supposed to. But we want to control prarabdha. And the more we try to control prarabdha, the more it becomes painful. The pain, the suffering that we have, not because of prarabdha, but because we want to change prarabdha, or we want to take prarabdha in our hand. As they say, don't take the law in your hand. Allow the law to take care of. This is the law language. Allow the law to take care. Don't take law into your hand. So also, prarabdha, the ultimate law, not to be taken in anybody's hand. Let me not take. My goodness, one verse. This is too bad here. Let us look at the next verse. Pramado brahmanishthaya न कर्तव्यः कदाचन प्रमादो मृत्युरित्याह भगवान् ब्रह्मण सुतः. Says beautifully where I started. This is what it says. So pramada means negligence, or you can say taking for granted. He says, look, Brahmanishtayam. So with reference to commitment to Brahman, with reference to avoidance with one's own self, with reference to commitment towards the teaching, or with reference to commitment towards the truth, one word is nothing wrong in it. Pramadaha na kartabya kadachana iti. Negligence, taking things for granted, we will see, putting it in the back end is not allowed. Na kartabya. It is not to be done, should not be done. In fact, I have used the word not allowed. And that too, kadachana. You can say, yeah, true, but once in a while once in a while, okay? I want to have once in a while little bit beer, once in a while little bit, freak out, little bit, okay? Please, Swamiji, little bit. I want to freak out little bit. Kadachana, at no time. Because why? He says beautifully, Pramadaha mrityuvati aho. So the pramada itself, the negligence itself, is called death. Iti aho. This is being told. Where? Bhagavan Brahmana Sutaha. Actually, it is in Sanat Sujatiya. The context comes in Mahabharata, where Sanat Sujatiya means this Sanat Kumara, in fact. Sanat Kumara, this text is called Sanat Sujatiya. Sanat Kumara, they are the 4 sons of Manasaputra of Lord Brahma. So the teaching comes to them. So, in one of the places, Sanat Kumara teaches Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was taught by many people, okay, but unfortunately, nothing entered in him, okay. He heard Bhagavad Gita, first time, remember, don't forget that, okay. But nothing entered in him. In fact, Bhagavad Gita became problem for him, more problem for him. At least poor blind person was happy, okay. Only after the news, evening news would have reached, oh God, this thing happened, that thing happened. Would have cried. Poor fellow like going through live telecast, it's exactly like, you have invested in share market. Okay, when you have invested in share market, if you do not watch, but suddenly you see the newspaper, those days it was newspaper, God, already money gone. So at least few minutes you manage yourself. Nowadays if you start live, you understand? As it goes down, your heartbeat falls down. It goes up, then your head goes up. Heartbeat never goes up, okay? Heartbeat never slows down, but your head goes up. This is the problem. However, so this Dhritarashtra, when he was being taught, so there it has been said that Pramadavai Mrityuhu iti Brahmimi. So that is being quoted over here. So wherever there is pramadam, negligence, you take it for granted. There you kill something or somebody. That's why you cannot afford to take anybody for anything that took for granted. taking for granted is not allowed. Because once you take for granted, mind will look for taking for granted many things. And mind loves this. And remember also, wherever you take anybody for granted, for anything, that becomes the problem for you in future. Have you not observed that point? Because wherever you take, or whenever you take for granted, wherever and whenever you take things or person or anything for granted, that taking granted becomes the point of weakness in you. And if you do not observe that, that becomes the vulnerable point. That vulnerability comes from that. I'll give you a beautiful example. This is what happens to many people. I have noticed. I can give you a beautiful example of this teenager example so that you will understand this point very carefully, so that I don't want to get into controversy, okay? If a child, especially whether boy or girl, makes no difference, has never left home, always was staying with the parents, growing up as a prince, you understand? Everything taken care. And suddenly, because whatever you say, everybody considers you are great. Nobody challenges you. You can do anything and everything, but nobody can do anything. With that attitude, when you grow up, suddenly first time you go and meet with your friends, talk and slowly, then what will happen? You will consider friend is exactly. First of all, you will not mingle. Once you start mingling with the friend, you will be very close, quickly. And you will consider that friend as your part of your family. And you will try to take him or her, whatever, for granted as family member. And you will discover that becomes later on the cause of conflict. Have you not observed that? Then once, twice, 2 times if you've been beaten up, then you wake you up. Okay, I am supposed to draw a line. And one step you go ahead. After all, blood is blood. They are not blood. Please, why are you blaming blood and not blood? Just I am, remembering, recollecting, those days. That's what I am trying to share with you. Okay, I have seen all these scenarios. So in short, if you take things for granted, definitely that becomes your weak point of vulnerability. And if you do not look at that, definitely one day or other you will be haunted by that, which is not good either. Okay, let us look at the next verse. Na pramadat anarthonyah jnaninah swaswarupatah tato mohastato ahamdhi tato bandhastato vyatha. Very bad line. Okay? Says, look, wherever there is a pramada, let us look at positively, okay, or negatively, whatever way you look at. Wherever there is a pramada, there is negligence. There, wherever you take things for granted, there is anartha. There is no doubt in it. So anartha means, artha means security. So opposite of artha means danger, not secure. Means you don't achieve, you don't gain, you don't get what you deserve or what you want. So danger. And of course, even if for a jnanina, because for a jnani purusha, for a wise purusha, there is no other danger. There is no greater danger, I would rather say, than this is pramada. And pramada about what? About swaswarupataha, about oneself. Which in fact we started the statement, the class, when you take yourself for granted, that time only you take others for granted. Unless and until you take yourself for granted, you cannot take anybody for granted either. So this is the link. Because you have already taken yourself for granted. Now, because of that reason, you see the shadow everywhere. And of course, says beautifully, this is not end, this is just a beginning. Tataha, thereafter, because of pramada, there is moha. In fact, because of moha, there is pramada, okay? So moha means delusion. And you know better. Unless there is delusion, there cannot be any pramada. And why there is moha? Because of aham dhihi. The buddhi is being governed by ahankara, ego. Ego-based thinking. So when ego-driven thinking, ego-based thinking, definitely. And because of that reason, tataha, bandhaha, bondage. And that's not enough. Remember, tataha, again thereafter, vyatha, bandha is not a problem. Being in the jail is not a problem. Okay? Recently I saw somebody put a very nice post in India. It seems one of the father of a chief minister, recent father of a chief minister has been arrested, some state, and he is being put in the jail. So the photo is in, viral in the social media. So he is being seated in the jailer's table, having good food with water bottle and everything. Okay, somebody has taken a photo, and the caption is that we need to tell UK government that Nirav Modi also must be treated like this. What are the things people have? So, being in bondage is not a problem. This is my point, is okay. If this sort of jail, nothing wrong with it. Instead of staying in the home, you are protected, you understand? Nobody disturbs you, nobody questions you. But here, bondage is not a problem. After bondage comes vyatha, the worries and anxieties, the mental agony. So this mental agony is a problem, not the bondage. In fact, people love to be bound. Do you know? Some people are bo, 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 bo. You understand? Better to be bo, 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 like dog, okay, you understand? Bo, 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 bo. But when that becomes a pain for me, that I am not able to take it. I cannot take it. So that means what? It's very clear that I have to be very careful with reference to this. And why this thing happens? Because nothing. when I start looking to experience, or I am behind sense objects, why and how, we will see more of it tomorrow. Please close your eyes. पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति।